Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Raise the Vibe with Liz. I'm your host, Liz, and in today's chat, we are going to be discussing what is going on right now. This huge shift that's happening and everything that we've been dealing with in 2020 and why, and really getting grounded in who we are and what's coming next. So, the first thing I want to say is breathe, take a deep breath, exhale. I know there's a lot going on right now, a lot with COVID, a lot with the presidential election coming up. We're seeing a lot of breaking down of systems. We're seeing social biases, being brought to the forefront, to be broken down, to be changed. All of these things need to come into the light for them to shift and change. It's time. We've been trying to shift and change these things for years and years and years, and this is the big shift. We really need to shift these things. Everything is coming into the light so they can be shifted. So coming out of fear and those conspiracy theories is really what we need to do, because we don't want to align with fear. We don't want to align with conspiracy. There's probably an ounce of truth in everything. Digging through that to find it, you could, but if you just come into your body and ground, look around you and see all the positive things that are happening around you, not to ignore the negative. We really have to do the work to make things change. Stand up for your friends and family and our Black brothers and sisters. Do things to change our educational system and our political system and our justice system. There's a lot of work to be done. But in the meantime, let's try to stay out of that fear. Let's stay grounded and aligned so we can do the work. Remember, we are what we think. What we feel is what we become. So really finding balance, focus, staying grounded in where you are, in yourself, in your family, in your community is really what you need to do to create big change. If you've looked over the last 4 or 5 years, you'll notice that this has been coming. If you look into your own life, maybe there was a job change, maybe you moved, maybe you had a fire, maybe some other disaster in your life, maybe a relationship shift, something that got you moving in the direction of being able to live your path and purpose. Like some things needed to clear. If you look at your personal work, were you working on clearing ancestral things? Were you doing some ancestral clearing? Were you working on your own belief systems? Were you working on your own hurts and pains, from childhood and getting rid of those old belief systems and wounds? Did you have career change? Were you clearing pain, working through things that kind of got you to right now? Are you seeing that maybe you're beginning to live your purpose? Or maybe over those last 4 or 5 years, you began to live your purpose? Or maybe you were already doing it, but you still had some work to do and things needed to clear out of your life, or people needed to come into your life, because that's also a thing too. When our alignment starts shifting, the people who are going to be there to support us and walk us into this next era are going to come into our life. So friends, new work situations, it could be anything, a new place to live, new job. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you're leaving a job behind and you're finally starting that career that you wanted to start. I mean, if we look over the last 4 or 5 years, you can see, gosh, this shifted, this person left, these people came in. I'm not at this job anymore. I'm not at this place anymore. Now I'm able to live my purpose and my dream. So what really needs to happen right now is for us to come out of that 3D, as you hear everybody talking about, structure, where everything is duality. He against she, them against they, Democrats versus Republicans, this area of the country against that area of the country. We really need to stop doing that, stop reacting, stop being against each other. We really need to come together. And that's what 5D is all about. So 5D is all about that unity consciousness, coming together and doing things for the whole. So not just what's good for him or good for her or good for that company or good for them over there, this part of the country or that part of the country, but what's good for the whole. You know, really coming together and thinking about how can we do things differently. If you're a business owner, how can you run your business differently? Are you being inclusive? Are you thinking about the environment? How are you affecting your employees? Are you supporting your employees? Do your employees have the same value systems as you do in our or belief systems? And are they doing things also to help your business, help the community, help the environment? Are they forward thinking like you? So, and if you look at the larger scale, people need to be fed. People need to be homed. Our education system needs to change. We need access to healthcare. We need people helping people. Our government system needs to change. We need to take money that was going to this, that, or the other and put it into education for our police departments and educate, you know, putting more money into our educational system so we have equal education for all. You know, not just, oh, this community has this amount of money, so they're able to afford computers, but this community over here doesn't have the funding, so they can't have computers. Everybody needs to be equal across the board, so nobody is being left out. So it's really coming out of that duality consciousness where everybody's not included. It's not inclusive for the whole. It's not healthy for the whole. So we need to come into a space of being in unity consciousness. What can we do to help our community? Are we getting out there and making sure people are being fed and homed and that kids have access to computers now that everybody's being homeschooled and everything? What can we do to give back to our community? What can we do to help our local businesses, you know, be inclusive and give back to the community and really be a support system for the community? So right now you're really seeing that shift in humanity. And what are we going to do to create that shift, to help it move forward and to be a better environment for everybody to live in? So that's really what this is all about. It's breaking down all of those old systems, and you had to break down to get to this point to be able to make the shift to help your community and the world at large shift into that unity paradigm. We need to get rid of those old ideas and belief systems and really create something new. I know that's what I would like for me and my family and my community. And my community is doing a great job at that so far. And I'm so proud to live here. And let's talk about getting grounded. So in order to do that, we really need to come out of that fear consciousness, that conspiracy theory, you know, stop aligning with all of that, step back, stop watching the news if you need to, check in every now and then with reliable sources to stay up to date on what's going on. Donate and contribute where you can, where you see people doing right action and working for the whole, the collective, instead of certain communities or companies or something like that. And be grounded within yourself. So in order to be balanced, we need to be grounded. So that's coming into our body. So bring yourself down into your body, sink in and really be present with yourself. Get out and walk in nature. That's very grounding. Listening to some calming music, getting a meditation. There's all kinds of ways to meditate. You can work in your garden, walking meditation. Listen to some calming music. Listen to a book on your iPhone or on the computer or something like that. Get out in nature. Go for a walk. Put your feet in the sand. Put your feet on the dirt, in the grass, in the water. You know, just come into your body, get balanced, get centered so you can really be present for this shift, because we need everyone. Everyone has a role to play, and please be here for everything that's going on. Thank you for listening. Again, my name is Liz, and this is Raise the Vibe with Liz. And remember to get out there and raise the vibe. And let's move out of duality and let's move out of those old belief systems and really come together in unity consciousness and be there for everybody and be inclusive and do what needs to be done, to make these shifts and change these things that really are need to change. It's been a long time and they all need to change. So thank you for listening. I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you everyone for listening. Bye now.